Hello YouTube, welcome back to another game of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. This is going to be game number 3 between Neeb and Hydra. Now, quick announcement, if you haven't seen the previous games, please click the links in the description below, because you will miss two really epic games if you don't. And of course, I suppose at this point, it'll be also spoiled on who is currently winning or drawing or losing or what the situation is basically. So, scores will be displayed at 1 minute, as per usual. And just a quick announcement, I'll be moving on, as I said in the previous video. Once I finish round of 16 from the WCS Championship, I'll be moving on straight to the finals. And essentially after that, more recent games and maps will be loaded up. So let's see how we're doing. We are on Central Protocol. At 1 minute, our scores will be displayed. So that'll be pretty much the last chance that you have right now to avoid any spoilers. So, as Central Protocol usually goes, it's pretty heavily favored in Zerg direction, so would not be surprised to see Hydra take this one. But again, you know, these games are pretty balanced altogether. The actual game balance at the moment, I think, is pretty good. Blizzard's doing a really good job at actually balancing these things out and obviously implementing things quite often as well. So scores are now on the screen. Hydra currently at 2 and Neeb at 0. So basically, if Hydra takes this game, we are going to be moving on to the next round with Hydra at 3 and Neeb at 0. If not, then Neeb is going to have one more attempt at redeeming himself, and then after that another one, just to kind of, you know, not lose 3-0. That's what I mean. Anyways, scouting is now going out. Obviously, as you can see here, Hydra has already found his opponent, and Neeb is just about finding his own opponent right now. So that's pretty good. Both players seeing where they are, and now the action should be starting. Just to note, Hydra has double expanded yet again against his opponent. He has recognized that Neeb is not a very aggressive player. He has walked past this area, but he hasn't actually seen it. And the question is going to be, is he going to be suspecting that this is the case? He hasn't decided to go back, but generally this is the most common place where people expand, because, well, it's kind of away from your own base, and of course it is a lot closer to the entrance to the natural expansion, which, you know, you kind of want to be as close as possible to anyways. So let's see what's going on here. Looks like quite standard here. An expansion is complete here for Neeb, getting that saturated at this point. I wonder, is he going to go for the double Stargate again? I think it didn't quite pay off as much as he would have liked in the last game, and one of the reasons for that, I think, is that he waited quite a little bit too long with those Phoenixes. He built up about 6 Phoenixes before he started doing any significant damage with them, and at that point there was just too much units prepared to fight off against them. I mean, he had the Hydralists, the Neeblet were on the way, but they're, well, sorry, Corruptors were on the way, even though they weren't really, you know, that significant at the start. But yeah, maybe that contributed to the loss. I honestly don't know. I mean, Hydra is a really good player, so, you know, he could just pretty much annihilate anybody at some game, depending on how the game goes at the start or the middle. So I won't be rambling on too much. We'll just start to state facts here. Double Stargate is indeed on the way here for Neeb, so gonna potentially see the same type of strategy coming out of him. Now, just to note, obviously this is the change after the change where these rocks have been removed, so we do have no ramp here anymore. So only one access into the main base, which is quite standard. And let's see what these little Zerglings do. Absolutely nothing. Now, I do think that the Zerglings can actually get through that. That doesn't look like a block to me. Then again, hey, I could be wrong. No, maybe it is. I mean, it's the same over on that side. That really does not look like a block to me. Honestly, it does not. But it probably is. But hey, look, we've got Spore Crawlers on the way. So Hydra's kind of predicting the same thing is going to happen. I just want to check. What has he seen? There's... No, he hasn't actually seen the Stargates yet, but at this point he's going to be aware of them, since this Phoenix, of course, is taking out a Overlord at this point. And just to note, the second one did get spotted as well. So he started attacking with 2 of them, which would definitely say to Hydra, okay, he's producing these pretty fast. So he's probably making air units yet again. Lair is about to complete for Hydra, so I wonder, is he going to throw a Mutalist Spire straight afterwards? He does have the gas for it, and now he does have the minerals. Oh, no, he's actually throwing on the Hydralisk then, so might see the Mutalist Spire right afterwards, but not quite yet. Let's see, more Phoenixes are on the way. He's actually getting level 1 attacks for Phoenix as well, which is actually definitely an interesting choice of tech. You don't really see it a lot unless they actually plan to make more air units, which again might be the case here. I mean, he is pumping out more and more of those Phoenixes at this point. Let's see, there's a few adepts coming out here just to do a bit of attacking, and there we go. The psionic transfer is here. Is going to put them here. Yes, he is indeed going to probably try to take out that queen and then try to take out a few workers. Now he did get a little bit surrounded there with a few zerglings, not a whole lot, and they will probably die if they continue attacking the adepts. But no, he's actually reinforcing here a little bit. Is trying to defend that off. 10 drones have been taken out so far. Now just to note, some of these have transferred over here, taking out further drones as well, just shutting down mining for as long as possible. So Neeb doing exactly what he needs to do. He needs to prevent his opponent from going crazy right now. There's a lot of Phoenixes as well. Just to note, to note a very crucial thing, he was aware of Phoenixes in the air, but he decided not to go for a Spire. In the previous games, those Corruptors really slowed down the advance of the Phoenixes and probably actually contributed to the win, rather, sorry, for Hydra's win because of the Corruptors. But in this case, he doesn't actually have any, and he's actually just lost a lot of workers as well. So I wonder how this is going to play out towards the end of this game as well. He does have more Hydras on the way. Army supply just barely in Neeb's favor. Let's see, he's gonna just pick off a few of these again. And honestly, the way this is going right now, this is actually looking pretty good for Neeb. I mean, he's gotten himself a big Phoenix flock. That is, what is that, 11? I do believe it is. 11 Phoenixes. Let's have a look at the units tab. Looks like 12 Hydralisks and 2 Queens is all that Hydra has at the moment. Which is not much. Not much at all. He's going to have to reinforce this very quickly, but as you can see at this point, Neeb is also on 3 bases, whereas Hydra has not managed to do enough damage. The reason Zerg is generally very good on this map is actually because they're quite often rushing here. So because he's let Neeb advance to a similar economy state where he's gotten himself a 3rd base, he's not quite able to overrun his opponent now. Zerg, as I always say it, needs to stay on a minimum of 1 extra base to their opponent, unless it's a Zerg obviously, because then it's kind of even. But at the moment, he does not have the distinct advantage in economy, and that might actually end up hurting him here. I think that it would benefit him to try to get like a sneaky expansion somewhere across the map. Oh no. Oh no, Neeb is going for a 4th base. Now a Zerg who is behind on bases is not in a good position. Absolutely not. So Hydra is going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He's gotten himself level 2 spines on the way, or ranged melee ground units, weapons. I said that so wrong. Anyways, you get the point. A few of those Phoenixes are starting to drop, but the problem for Hydra is not going to be these Phoenixes. It's going to be the vast amount of army ground units that Neeb is going to be able to produce once he's got the 4th base economy as well. It's going to be very, very difficult to keep up at that point, and as you can see, there's a lot of Stargates as well. In fact, let's have a look at the buildings. 8 Stargates, sorry, warp gates. Ooh, that's a lot of lurkers. So those lurkers could turn the tide, but with this amount of immortals, it's still going to be a close fight. Neeb does have the great army supply, and historically the Protoss are actually a little bit more durable than Zerg, so it's going to be close. Definitely needs to stay away from that army as much as possible. If he engages them straight on with just these Hydralisks, it'll be an absolute steamroll. Let's see, the lurkers are in position. They were revealed by the Oracle, and again, getting revealed right now, this is not great for Hydra. He's kind of in a corner right now. His opponent has gotten the 4th base at this point, and his reinforcements are not coming in very quickly. Army supplies are very evenly matched, but it does look like Neeb has taken the game. Hydra, GG's out, bringing the series up to 2-1 in favor of Hydra still. So looks like game 4 is a guaranteed game for us here. Let's jump into the in-between screen. So that's pretty much it. Hope you've enjoyed this. I was a little bit kind of distracted on this game. I do apologize for that. This was a great game though. Good comeback from Neeb. Not letting it go as a 3-0. It's not what we want to see. We never want to see series that end in 3 games. That's just not a good thing. We want to see series that progress onto 5 games, full games, and yeah, just bunch of action. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos and general StarCraft 2 content, I suppose. And that is pretty much it. Take care.